Instagram. It's your boy Lukemindpower. Welcome to the Mindpower Show. It's going to be an amazing show. I've got another special guest on today, Damiana from Los Angeles. She is a love coach, and I think there's something going on with this week because yesterday I had someone on from California as well, and she's also a love relationship coach. So love is in the air. So I'm going to invite Damiana to chat, and let's do this. It's so great to connect with people who are making a difference and who are being a positive influence. Welcome to the show, Damiana. It's so nice to have you on.
Aloha. So glad to be here. Thanks for inviting me to join you.
You're very welcome. It's a real blessing and pleasure to connect with you like this, and give our audience something special and connect in this way so that we can learn from each other. And that's why I love doing this kind of a show, because it allows the message of love and positivity to spread.
Yes. So it's actually cutting out a little bit. So I just love and positivity to spread. I'm like, yes. What was the part right before that?
I was just saying about how important it is and how good it is to be able to connect in a way where we're spreading positivity, love, and understanding both of our messages and letting our viewers connect with both of us.
Yeah, totally. I'm so glad to get to weave with you and weave our networks. And yeah, I was so drawn to you the very first time I saw anything of yours, because it was so beautiful to witness someone whose outer appearance is such as yours, where most people would, put you in the category of like a meathead or something, and you're over here just being so expressive and loving and sharing your love and your joy and your feelings, which is, this is in my way of thinking, like, this is the new masculine. This is the new way. This is the way of the future. This is like, you're an innovator. You are a futurist. You're creating the future of that balanced masculine energy. And so I'm so grateful that you exist, and I'm so grateful to get to connect with you and to get to learn from you and share.
Thank you. I receive that energy. I receive that love. I receive those words straight into my heart. It's a real blessing to be able to have the confidence and the courage to be able to use my message and my voice to be vulnerable, to expose love and compassion and humble intentions to make a difference, and to inspire others to also not be afraid to stand up and to make it a positive influence,
Yeah, it's such an honor. It's such an honor to do that and to feel so aligned with our purpose, that this knowing of what we're here to do and to spread this medicine and this empowerment. One of the things that I really love about you, and that I really love and honor about myself as well, is that we're not just to be like, we're healers, we're going to heal you, but actually recognize that it's really about empowering others to recognize they are their own greatest healer, and giving them the tools that they need to heal themselves, which is, this message of love and healing and truth and purpose. And, that's what it's about. And as we come into our own understanding of who we really are, that's how we're able to truly step into love and step into our divine purpose and really, live a purpose-centered life.
Yeah, definitely. It didn't take you long to actually step into that powerful aura of yours, to expose the real love that you actually contain inside yourself, which is incredible. And that's why I connected with your videos and your content. So give me a bit of a deeper understanding, or give whoever's watching this interview right now, how do we connect more with Damiana, and what's your main deep core connection and values that you're actually giving out to the world?
Well, I am here to embody unconditional love and to reconnect humankind to their hearts, to their pleasure, their purpose, by truly rising into love with themselves first. I believe with every fiber of my being that we all have the potential to experience true love, and that in order to truly experience that, we get to rise into love with ourselves first. So I believe that we can only love at the level of which we love ourselves. So much of our world, our culture, our programming is around this idea of you go out and you find someone to love you, and then it's almost like people are allowing themselves to be so miserable in these connections, in these relationships, these experiences, because they don't love themselves, and they're putting so much on someone else to keep them happy and to be their source of joy, their source of purpose, their source of connection, when they're so disconnected to themselves. So much of what I'm really here to do, it all really comes back to love on every level. I've been a holistic healer for almost 8 years. I've been helping people get healthy, heal their microbiome, heal from countless diseases, like any disease, any ailment you can imagine. Like, I've helped people to heal it naturally. But I have recognized, I've been doing all these different kinds of coaching, from relationship to empowerment to, different things. And I really came to the understanding that everything comes back to love. Everything. Underneath the pain, the guilt, the fear, the hatred, the anger, like underneath the disease, the dis-ease, underneath the cancer, like underneath everything, it all comes back to love. And this is a radical way of thinking, I know, and a lot of people don't agree with me, and that's okay. But I have seen it time and time again. And I have a freaking crazy story. I have a story. People look at me and they're like, how could you know what it feels like to be depressed or to be suicidal or to go through this or to go through that? Like, you're so this, you're so that. And people like to point lots of fingers and tell me what I am. And the fact is like, in order to get to where I am, I had to go through the freaking fire. I had to go through so much pain and so much suffering. And I really just, recently realized how little people know about my story. And so I'm stepping into a new way of being where I want to be sharing my story more, because people
definitely I can feel a strong urge of a source that you have contained inside you, that you've built up for a long time, and I guess there's a big promotion of who you are as a person, where you contain all this love, you contain all this energy, and you're promoting that through your content. So in talking about pain, in talking about fire and everything that you have been through, can you give us a little bit of an insight of some adversity that you've had to deal with, through your life?
Yeah. To put it in like the smallest little thing, because it has been, a freaking lifetime, right? A lifetime. Basically, I was like brutally teased and tormented in school, all the way from second grade through high school. So if you can imagine that amount of time, second grade through high school, okay, that is still to this day over half of my life was spent being completely ostracized, called horrible names. Like, one of the, just to give you an idea of what I went through, like, I literally at one point was eating in the bathroom stall by myself at lunchtime, because I was so, like, I would have so much, it was just to get away. just to get away from the pain. So I could be, alone. The only place I could be alone was in the freaking bathroom. That's where I ate my lunch. I was so tormented for so long. And when I was in 6th grade, I actually tried to commit suicide. When I was in 6th grade, I was in so much pain. I didn't want to.
Can I ask you why were you being ostracized? Why were you being called names? What made you so different? What was it?
Yeah, well, so what it started with was because I was a new kid in school. And it started basically, I went to one school. I had an amazing experience. I had tons of friends. I was so loved. I was what you would actually call popular, just in terms of being a popular person. Everyone loved me. And then, whoa.
Sorry, I'm trying to do something. Oh, hang on a second. Shit.
And then,
I'm sorry about that. Yeah, go on.
But then, so I went to a new school because my mom switched jobs. So I went to a new school, and essentially, by the time 2nd grade hit, all of these kids had been with the same people from preschool, some, and kindergarten and 1st grade, and so I was the new person, and I was just different in that way. And so I pretty much right away started getting teased. Just for being new, just for being different. So here's the thing, though, that I recognize now is that these people were these children who didn't know any better. They were just going off of what they probably saw in their home and what they saw on TV or who else, who knows. They basically were throwing anger and pain and casting spells with their words on me. And I chose to allow them to penetrate me, to truly grab hold of me and to affect me. So if I had been, if I had been of a certain mindset as a child, maybe I wouldn't have taken it on, but I chose to accept these words and to take them on. And I basically became what they were saying to me. They were calling me ugly and fat, and they were calling me all of these names that I wasn't. I was not ugly. I was not fat. I was a very beautiful child. I was very normal. So I was skinny. I was a skinny little girl. I mean, maybe not skinny, but whatever. I was a normal size. And then I basically became what they called me. I became overweight because what I did was I started to put on layers of protection because I was so sad and felt like I needed to protect myself. So I actually it was I was eating what they were telling me, and I started to store it in my body, and I actually became.
Did you have low self-esteem?
I didn't when I didn't when I went there. No, I was very high self-esteem. I was so joyful. I was such a joyful kid, and that was partly what I got made fun of, was because I was so full of love. I was so full of life and so, so happy, and so I got a lot of negative responses just from being so joyful and being so not just being new, being different. Right.
So if you could go back now to your childhood, to when you went to that school, and you could see yourself as a young girl, what would you say to yourself to support her or to help her not go through that kind of negativity and being ostracized? What would you say to your little self?
Well, what's really interesting is, when I've told people this, some of what I've been through, people oftentimes will be like, wow, I'm so sorry you went through that. And it's interesting because if I had the chance to do it all over and somehow stay at the school that I had originally been at, where I had lots of friends and was so joyful, I would not change it, because I don't know who I would be today. I would not. I am. I can guarantee I would probably be a bitch. I would probably be not a very nice person, because I was, I don't know, but I believe.
I know what you're saying.
I'm right. I was born into the time of Chiron. My generation is a Chiron generation, which is the wounded healer. So I want to wholeheartedly percent believe that in order for me to have become the compassionate, loving, empathetic, like unconditionally loving, heart-centered being that I am, I had to go through the wounds. Chiron is the wounded healer. So
Yes.
I go through, and that suffering, I had to go through the fire. I had to go through being almost committing suicide, almost dying, because I didn't know why I was here, asking God, why am I here? Why am I here? Show me why I'm here. Why, like, there's no reason for me to be alive right now. I had to go through that so that I could be who I am today, so that I could find the voice that I'm here to find, so that I could give it to the world. And so, if I were to go back, I would say nothing different, because I wouldn't want to risk me not being who I am today, because I am so in love with who I am today, and I know what I'm here to do, and I'm so connected to I'm so centered in my purpose and in my love and in my heart and in my ability to just love everyone through.
Amazing. I'm completely in awe of your story, and I feel exactly what you're feeling, because the way that you're projecting your love and energy towards myself and whoever's watching, I'm sure they can feel it as well. But did you take any of that home? Like, if I can ask, how did you project the way that you were feeling and what you were going through when you went home? Did your parents have any idea that you were being ostracized, that you were being, called names and anything like that?
I mean, they did to a certain extent, but they didn't know that it was as bad as it was. And I think, so a big part of what I did do was I did a lot of pretending. I did a lot of,
because I guess what I'm trying to pinpoint is, if you could give advice to parents that are dealing with kids that are being bullied or called names, how was, obviously, I want to know how you deal with that.
Yeah, and totally. I mean, I've thought about this too, as like someone who, if I have children someday, I've thought about this, like what would I want to give to them?
Because that's the hardest thing, to see your child unhappy, to see your child being bullied or upset because of other people. And I know you say you had to go through this pain so that you could become who you are now, but that would be painful in itself, to be a parent and to see your child suffer.
Completely. And so what I believe, I think that there's a balance, because I think it's really important for us to go through what we go through. And it's like, an idea of like builds character, right? But honestly, I do also believe that if I had been raised with like just such a deep empowerment and value on who I was as a person, regardless of what people say, of just like so much like consistent positive feedback and love, and just like, just a lot of reinforcement, a lot of empowerment and self-worth. If I had a really high level of self-worth been like ingrained into me in every level, like I wouldn't have cared. So I would have been like, whatever, you don't like me, I like me, I'm fucking awesome. You know what I mean? Like it wouldn't have affected me so much,
But then that asks the question, is that okay? It's not acceptable behavior, though.
Yeah. And that's the thing. Like, I went through, let me tell you, I went through trying so many different things, because I was like, I knew what they were doing was wrong. And, I tried so many things. People would tell me all the things. They're like, okay, one person would say, don't say anything. Don't react to them. Don't do anything. Other people would be like, oh, say something back and like be mean. And other people would be like, you got to hit them. And you know what I mean? I got told so many different things. I tried so many different things over the years. But ultimately, I mean, it's so hard.
Because I was bullied.
Yeah. Were you?
I never stood up for myself.
Best people were bullied. Not to say the best, but I mean some of the most like people who freaking know themselves. Like I said, it builds character. Like, I don't know who the fuck I would be if I didn't get bullied. Like, so, you know, but I do truly believe that if we heal ourselves first before we choose to have children, okay, we parent ourselves and we raise ourselves up to the highest possible version of ourselves, where we are just such whole people. We are whole beings. We are not a being. We're not searching for our other half. You know, we're not. We're whole. We're whole. We don't need to find our other half. Like, that other half is another whole person who will divinely align with us someday. You know, like, but when we're fully well-rounded, full, whole, healed people, and then we have children, I believe we will impart that knowledge. We will impart that self-worth. We will impart that value, those values naturally. We don't even have to like try so hard to like make our kids feel that way, because the way that children learn is by watching their parents. That's the same thing of like, you can be smoking a cigarette and you're like, don't smoke. It doesn't matter what you fucking say. All that matters is what they see you do. If you say, don't be mean to people, and then they see their dad making fun of someone, they're gonna learn to make fun of someone. They're gonna think that that's okay. They're gonna think that that's cool because my dad's a hero. My dad's a superhero, and I watched my dad make fun of people. He's, you know, that's how I gotta be. That's what happens. Children, that's how children learn. So I just, you know, I do know, I know in my body that, like, it won't happen. Like, I don't even think it'll happen the same way ever again, because I'm healing it. Like, me, you, us, our lineage, like us, who we are right now today, as we heal it for our lineage. We heal it for our ancestors. We heal it for our parents. You know, we heal it for the collective consciousness. So as we heal, it's not just, we're not just healing for ourselves. You know, we really are healing for so much.
Can I ask, are you in a relationship right now?
I am in the greatest relationship I've ever been in with myself.
Okay. So how do you know? Because, you know, it's all about self-love. It's all about getting yourself to that level of love so that you're ready to receive someone else who is also on that level, right? And then it's an explosion. But how do you know? Like, I feel, you know, I love myself, but I feel that there's still certain things about me that I'm learning to love more, and I'm not yet at that, you know, top of the mountain of self-love.
I mean, yes, and it's a journey, because like, I am the most in love with myself I have ever been. And there's still stuff that comes up, you know, because we're human. We're human, so there's always going to be another thing. Otherwise, if we were fully there, like, we would have transcended, like, we wouldn't even be here. We wouldn't be humans anymore. You know what I mean? So I do believe that there is.
How much can you love yourself?
What?
Like, how much can you love yourself?
I mean, I love ourselves like more than we even know possible, really. But I also believe, like, I'm so ready, like, available for my king. Like, I'm fucking, yes, like, I'm so down. Like, when the universe is like, here you go, and like brings them to me. But I'm not, you know, I've definitely been like feeling like I've wanted that a lot more probably in the last little bit than I have in a while. But to share with you guys also, so you know, one of the biggest things that changed my life in the last chapter was, how long was it now? It's maybe like 5.5 years ago. I chose to dedicate myself to myself and not be in a relationship, because I serial monogamous since the time I was 18 years old, in my first like relationship after relationship after relationship, with like a few months in between of me having a bunch of sex with a bunch of random young, you know, and like that was what I was like, and that's all I knew was me in relationships. So then after this last relationship I was in, which was literally 5.5 years ago. It's so crazy to think about. That's the last full-blown relationship I was in. I was like, I need to find out who I am without a man. Like, I need to know me on every level. I need to create my level of self-love that, I don't need a man to show me how to love myself. You know what I mean? Like, so that dedication to myself that long ago, like, completely changed my life. Completely. Because I chose to show up for myself and do the things for myself that I always wanted my man to do for me. Like, I was literally expecting and wanting them to do things for me that they would never do, and then I'd be so sad and disappointed. And I'm like, okay, wait a sec. Like, I'm not doing that for me. I'm not showing up for myself in the way that I want to be showed up for. Like, how am I ever going to attract that from someone else? So I really chose to, like, become that. So now, like I said in the last little bit, I feel like I'm ready, but I also, it's a very different energy from being like ready and like like, I'm ready when you are, versus like on the hunt. Like, I'm not freaking on the hunt.
Yeah, completely. Look, I feel the same, in a sense of emotional connection with myself, where I wouldn't say that I'm like ready. I would, because I'm very driven and focused on continuing to learn, evolve, and be the best version of myself and invest in myself. So to be quite honest with you, I would say that I do not want a relationship right now, and I'm not interested. But I believe that when you're on this kind of a journey, and naturally you connect and you attract who you are. So open to. I'm not going to sit here and say, I don't want a relationship, or I'm never going to, find one for now or for the next 3 or 4 years. I'm following my dreams, and I'm going to, just live with an open heart, open mind, and see where it takes me,
Yes, and that is like all you can do. Open heart, open mind, follow your dreams. And that's the thing, like, I'm so committed to birthing this new world and to birthing my business and creating a massive empire that is impacting millions of people. So unless, the king that comes into my life is like on that same freaking mountain, and we're basically like going up the mountain together, supporting each other on these missions.
Well, that's how it should be.
Exactly. And that's what I'm saying. Like, unless that is what comes to me, because that's the only thing I'm going to attract, I'm not going to there is no settling for someone who's like, it's my empire or them. You know what I mean? Like, there's none of that. It's either going to be full blown, like, we are partners in shine. I don't believe partners in crime, but like partners in shine, like totally marching up the same mountain, building our empires together, helping support each other, loving each other, and practicing the most epic world-changing sex magic to manifest all of our dreams.
So, Damiana, tell me about you're talking about empire. You're a love coach. So obviously, have you got programs or things that you have available for people to sign up to, or to sell, or do you, use your Instagram account to promote your products?
Yeah, so what I have is I have a couple different programs. I have a 90-day true love program that is freaking world changing. And then I also have a group coaching program, and then I have a program that's called Seer Circle, which is actually for empaths, like witches, wizards, oracles, healers, to help support each other and to really rise together on so many freaking levels, but to truly step into our purpose. So I have a couple different things, and what I offer is a free discovery call to anyone who is like, feels the call, that is like, oh my God, I want to freaking go deep. I want to change my life. Basically, I only work with people who are ready to transform. I'm not dragging anyone along. I only work with people who are in that state where they are ready to step into their purpose. They're ready to step into their pleasure and experience more love than they've ever known possible. And I do work with couples. There's a lot of couples that are in a state where they have forgotten their love. They've forgotten their purpose. They've gotten really confused in their relationship. So I also work with couples. So that's where I'm at right now in terms of like what I offer, but there's so much more in the future, but this is like
definitely. So where do you see yourself, let's say, in 5 years' time? Like, what's your ultimate peak and dream and mission to achieve?
My big vision. I mean, I'd like to say it'll be here in 5 years. That sounds great. So my big vision is a combination of Tony Robbins, Oprah, and Beyonce. So if you could just imagine that for a moment. Okay, because it's happening. So just so you know, it's not
That's
even
okay.
not even a question. So basically, so the reason why those three, it's like that came to me in this really clear channeling that I had, where I had this whole vision essentially, and I had this vision a couple years back, and I didn't know what it was, but essentially over the last few years, more pieces of that vision came into like fruition. I was like, okay, that's what that is. That's what that vision is I've been having for years. So it's basically
essentially a speaker.
Yeah, a speaker on stage in front of hundreds of thousands of people eventually, thousands and thousands to start out with. And it's taking people through an experiential journey where they are opening their hearts, opening their minds, opening their themselves to the highest potential, like their true avatar selves. Getting to connect with all the people in the room. And then it's a combination of actually bringing people down to the stage with me. Like, that's why I said the Oprah part is like doing one-on-one coaching and mentoring and like guiding them through healing something specific that is really like that they're ready to change. They're ready right now to transform it. And it changes the whole room, because the fact is we are so connected. We all have so much of the same stuff. I can't tell you time and time and time and time again how so many people are going through the same shit, and they're like, I'm so alone. That's why I started my group coaching program. I'm like, I need to get y'all in a room together. Y'all need to know that you're not alone. Like, this is ridiculous, you know? And so the fact is we can heal each other through expressing and sharing our vulnerabilities and actually recognizing that we all go through the same shit, and it's all there for us to heal, and we get to heal it together. And that is the way that we truly step up and rise into this next version of who we're to be and anchor heaven on earth. So it's a combination of that. And then the Beyonce side is that I'm a singer. I have epic freaking world-changing music that comes through me. You want to know why? Because I'm a freaking the gods. So I'm a messenger of the gods. I got the freaking spirit comes through me, and it wants to be delivered to the world. It's musical medicine. So it's a combination, because I'm also, you know, I've been dancing my whole life. I've been singing my whole life. I'm also hilarious. I do tons of accents and characters, and that was what I thought I was going to do for a long time, was like be an actor and voiceover and all that. But, you know, spirit has bigger plans for me. So it's a combination of all of those. So I'm going to, you know, the performance is going to be, it's like a ritual prayer performance offering this musical medicine that people are going to feel within their body, going to get them moving and opening their body, opening their sensual energy, like really.
Hey, Damiana, can I just tell you something? I believe in you. Like, seriously, I can feel the LOVE in you. Like, it's ridiculous. And to be able to use your pain, your fire, your courage, your love inside yourself to connect with the world, and I can see you doing it, it's going to be freaking extraordinary.
It is. Thank you. Yes, I see it. I so see it. And like I said, I saw it years ago, but I didn't know what it was. I was like, what is that vision I'm having? I don't get what's happening. And
that's amazing.
Yeah.
That's amazing. Thank you. Thank you so much for expressing yourself with vulnerability and with so much emotion and positive intent on making an impact on people's lives. And I can see you, like I said, I believe in you. I love your mission. I love the way that you express yourself. And there are so many people that are going to watch this and are going to feel that love that you possess. And this is just the start of the rest of your life. So you have all of my support. And I'm really, really honoured and blessed that you took the time out of your evening to come on and have a chat with me today. It's been absolutely amazing.
Thank you so much. I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful to be here and grateful that you invited me. And I just want to share like a last thing. I'm sure y'all can feel it, but I am I am so passionate. It is my passion to help guide people to experience true love and pleasure and to step into their purpose. It is my honor. It is my absolute honor, and I love to help people, and I'm really, really good at it. And I would love to help show you, any of you who are ready, who are really ready, where you're listening to this and you're like feeling that, oh, you got the call. You got the hero's journey call to action, where it's like, oh my goddess, I need to talk to her. If you're feeling that in your body, you're feeling that warmth in your heart, those like butterflies in your stomach, maybe a little shaky, find me, message me. I would love to talk to you. And I would love to help you experience what your life can be, how magical your every moment, your existence can be. Don't waste this beautiful, miraculous life you've been given.
Amazing, absolutely amazing. I'm just going to put in the comments here. Can I just, I'm going to spell your name, Damiana. And what's your, is it dot or underscore?
It's underscore. Damiana underscore Rachelle, RAHSHELLE.
RASH?
RAH. Ra.
Yeah, RAH.
SHELLE. No, that's my pup.
And I'm just, the only reason I'm putting it up is so that people can see it, so they know how to find you. Because, if they want love, then you're the woman to go to. But, everyone has a special gift. Everyone has energy. And the thing is that there's so many people out there that that will connect with people differently. So I'm learning this as a personal experience because I listen to a lot of speakers and I learn from everybody, but not everyone connects with me. And that's okay. Because we can pick certain things from each individual and then make it our own. So
I completely agree. And the other thing to just remember is that every single one of you, like the way Luke is, the way that I am, the way that the people are that you see, that you love, that you admire, those people that you really admire and like look up to, you have a gift just like all of us. It is not only given to some. It is not like some people are freaking superheroes and some people aren't. Every single one of you has a gift. You are basically a freaking diamond waiting to be polished and honored and revered for your astonishing magnificence, your radiant magnificence that is within you. So that is like what I'm here to do. That's what I'm sure people like Luke and a lot of these other people are here to do, is to help you recognize that and to see it and to bring it out of you, to draw it out of you so you can be living on purpose. So you can be living your intention in every moment, So just know, like, this is not like we're up on some pedestal and trying to get you to like worship us. Like, this is about like, every single one of you has.
Yeah, definitely. It's something that I say. You have something special. You have greatness within you, but you gotta unlock it. You gotta start asking questions. You gotta start doing things. You gotta get out of your comfort zone. Blah blah. All that. We can go on forever, but your message is pure. It's real. It's love. It's energy. I love it. Thank you so much for coming on the show.
My pleasure. Thank you so much. Aloha, everyone. Look forward to connecting in the future.
See you later. We'll keep in touch.
Bye.
Wow. Full of love, full of energy, full of pain. And it's amazing again to see that a lot of people who have gone through pain or have been hurt, adversity, it changes you. If you have to go through something difficult, it brings you up eventually. But you do have to have the courage. You do have to stand up for yourself eventually. And there are probably many people out there that don't even know that they have a gift. And it's amazing what Damiana said at the end there is that, You have to expose your gift. You have to use it. You have to, work towards becoming your true self. And one way of getting there is through self-love. So, Damiana, thank you so much for coming on the show. You're a true inspiration. You have inspired me. You just injected me with massive amounts of extra love for myself. And for everyone who's watching, I hope you felt that connection from her. She is extraordinary, and I believe in her. And I can see her doing massive, massive, massive things on stage and inspiring the world and being a change agent. And Damiana, I want that hat that you've got. But anyway, thank you so much for tuning in. That is the Mind Power Show for today. I hope you enjoyed that. If you're watching this on a replay, it was amazing. And thanks for watching. I will see you again tomorrow. This is your boy, Luke Mind Power. Remember that I believe in you. I love you. Follow your dreams because they know the way. And if you want to get good at something, repetition is the mother of skill. Show up every day.